Hi guys, Squirrel here. A few weeks ago I travelled to Södertälje in Sweden, home of the Scania Chassisporten, where Scania trucks are assembled. It's also home of the Scania Demo Centre, where the trucks are test driven, and also home of the Young European Truck Driver competition. I was invited by Scania to attend a day at the Demo Centre driving their trucks, and also to exhibit Euro Truck Simulator 2 with Pavel Sabor at the Young European Truck Driver competition day. In the next few videos you will get to see some footage from the Young European Truck Driver competition, some really nice looking trucks, how truck fans got to meet myself and Pavel Sabor, how Scania trucks are assembled at the chassis factory, me drive some remote control Scania trucks, me drive some real Scania trucks, me have a go at Knock the King, and me have a go of a Segway. The date was April the 24th. Now, some 12 months previous to this, I'd been contacted by one of my viewers, a young boy called Killian. He knew how much of a Scania fan I was, loved my Eurotruck videos, and his mother happened to work at Scania. He asked her, would it be possible if I could come to Young European Truck Driver competition? And as luck would have it, here I am in 2015. His mother has arranged with Scania for me to come over. They invited me to come over to spend a couple of days at the Scania factory, at the Demo Centre, and at the Young European Truck Driver competition. So I suddenly found myself on April the 24th, sat on a plane, the fantastic Ryanair class, in a class of its own, taken off out of Stansted Airport, wondering what the next 2 days would bring. It was around 7 PM at night. I knew that when I arrived in Södertälje, it would be almost 11 PM, dark, probably cold. This is Sweden we're talking about. And the very next day I would have to get up at something like 5 AM to prepare for a full-on day of driving trucks. I didn't know what to expect. I just hoped that it was going to be wonderful, but the lure of driving Scania trucks was undeniable. So we took off, the sun set, and I arrived in Södertälje safely. The next morning I got up and took myself over to the Demo Centre at the Scania factory. The Scania Demo Centre is in Södertälje, and it's about a kilometre away from, or maybe a kilometre and a half away from the chassis factory. There was an internal bus which took us there. If you've ever played Pro Mod's map, you may recognise that building. That's the Demo Centre building that you'll see in the Pro Mod map. And behind it is the actual concrete track that you can use to drive the vehicles around it. There's also an off-road track which you can't see, but you'll be seeing that later when I drive some vehicles. Now, Scania have put on a number of vehicles. As you can see here, there's an Arctic turning up. This is a Scania R450, and a very nice looking silver Scania, about to be delivered to a customer, being test driven around the track here. Scania invited not just journalists but various trucking groups to come to the Demo Centre for a day and to drive vehicles around. Normally the Demo Centre is used by customers to come and try out different trucks ahead of a purchase. Now, this is a Scania R520. This is a tandem trailer, but it's not the biggest one that they had. You'll see me drive the bigger one later, the R730, which had 60 tons of concrete in the back, so it was a pretty beastly thing to drive. There are various vehicles that they were allowing you to drive. As you can see, there's a truck, a massive truck with a tipper trailer on the back. There's also a box Scania there. There's a bus, there's a coach as well, and you're going to see me drive those a bit later on. Now this is the actual centre where you would hang out. There's a young European truck driver there with a selfie spot. There's a tent. This is the interesting bit. There's a Knock the King. You know, journalists were invited to try out Knock the King. Again, you're going to see me have a go. There's a little mini competition and you would want a small Scania toy truck. Off to the left behind there is actually where the off-road test track is. And then there were some exhibitors here. As you can see, Michelin with the giant Michelin man. Some people having a fight. And then over to the right was actually where Scania provided free food and drink throughout the day. It was very, very warm in there and very, very cold outside, so it was quite interesting dancing between the two. And so it was soon time for me to try my first truck, which just so happened to be the biggest one in the fleet. The 60-ton Scania R730 tandem. What a monster. I couldn't wait to give this a go.
Now you can put your foot on the brake. You have gas and brake. This is automatic. And you can put your seatbelt on. Great, and you have a button on the steering wheel on your left here, so you can adjust towards up and down. Okay. And then you lock it with the same button on the downward side here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So does it feel comfortable?
That's good.
Yeah. Then you can put your foot on the brake.
Yeah.
Make sure that the gear is in neutral, and then you can start the ignition. Perfect. Now we just reset the scores here for the driver assistance. So you can see the last driver had 78%.
78% what?
Driver assistance. So
right.
How good he used the retarder and so on.
Okay.
And I will explain it further down when we go. So now it's reset. Now you have a clean sheet to start off with.
Cool.
And now we're neutral. You have your foot on the brake. Then you can release the handbrake. And it's out and up. Very good.
Okay.
And now we just look for other traffic here, but it looks good. So you can just...
is that in drive?
Yeah, it's set in drive.
It's in neutral at the moment, I think.
Yeah, then you put it in drive and you just flip it like that.
Okay.
And now we can just roll off. And when we drive like long trucks, like this one, we always start off going straight.
Yeah.
And then we turn to get the whole trailer package with us. Perfect. And now it's important that we look so we don't have any traffic coming on the track. So then you can just signal right, and then we go onto the track. Perfect. We're going to follow the blue course.
Okay.
And that means taking left in the first section.
So we're going to go keep left, yeah?
Yeah, exactly. Just take away that for you there. So have you driven a Scania truck before?
Many times virtually, but never in real life.
Alright.
First time real life.
Nice. Then I'll get you a kickdown experience. If you put the pedal to the metal,
okay,
you will get the kickdown effect.
Right.
And this helped us move this 60-ton. The whole combination of the truck and trailer is 60 tons.
Wow.
And we are 25.25 meters long.
Yeah.
And the height of the truck is about 4.5 meters.
Okay.
So this is about the largest and heaviest we can drive in here in Sweden.
Right. So I went straight in at the deep end then.
Yeah, exactly.
Pick the biggest thing.
Yeah. Just start. Now we can stop accelerating and slow down a bit. And when we turn right, we look in the right mirror to see that we get all the wheels on the road. Perfect. Really good.
Yeah.
And the same goes for when we turn left. And then we look in the left mirror to see that we get all the wheels on the tarmac. Very nice. How does it feel?
It's a lot like the virtual experience, except obviously you've got the whole physical being thrown around. You can feel the weight of the truck.
And now we have the 60 tons pushing us down.
Where's the retarder?
And then it's here. So
okay.
it's this lever here, and you can also use the brake.
Okay.
And then we can try the next downhill.
Yeah.
Because then when you touch the brake, it will keep the speed consistent.
Right.
And then it will use engine brake and the retarder to lower the speed of the truck.
Interesting. Okay.
And now you can fully put it up, and then you're free to go again.
Cool.
Yeah. And now you got 5 stars in the driver assistance.
For using the retarder?
Yeah.
Do I need to keep left here?
Yeah.
Because we have got a truck behind us.
Yeah. And also it can come trucks from the right here and go on.
Okay.
This looks very good.
What does the sign 1.8 mean?
It's 1.8 kilometers.
From the start?
Yeah.
Okay. Are we going blue again?
Yeah, so keep left here. And now you can fully release the throttle as it has and start using the retarder. Perfect.
All of it, you think, or?
You can do it adjust as you feel. And I think this is about, and now we can do all the way down, I think.
Yeah.
Because here we have quite steep 6% downhill. Again in the right mirror to see that everything, but you have a lot of tarmac between. Yeah, very good.
The only thing I'm used to doing though is manually shifting the gears rather than it being fully automatic.
Yeah.
Which way are we going?
You could take left if you want to try another truck, or if you would like to go one more lap, you just go.
I'm happy with one more lap.
Yeah.
If that's okay.
Yeah. It's fine by me.
It's getting used to this thing.
Yeah. So you put a pretty high standard for your first truck here.
Yeah. We just we was lining up in the queue as well, and he said, "What do you want to drive?" And we're like, "Well, anything really." And he went, "Well, go for the green one."
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think he based his recommendation on that this is the largest Scania engine we have. It's V8.
Right.
That's 8-cylinder in a V shape, and it's 730 horsepower.
730.
Yeah.
And it's, how much is this thing? 28 tons, did you say, or?
The whole truck and trailer is 60 tons.
60.
And we are 25.25 meters long and almost 4.5 meters high.
Yeah. It's a lot of weight.
Yeah. And your score looks really good.
Cool.
So now you can release the throttle and just roll in, because the 60 tons
We'll push it over the hill.
Exactly.
Yeah, makes sense. The tandem actually turns quite sharply, surprisingly. Because you can see it's got its own steering on the back.
Yeah.
Its own axle.
Exactly. So it's quite handy for being 25 meters long.
Yeah.
So now you can try to use the pedal brake.
Okay.
Just to see that it.
Will that just hold that speed now, or did
Yeah.
it?
Now you see. So it keeps the speed consistent and uses the gear to shift, and uses the engine brake and the retarder to.
Oh right, so it activated those systems just by me doing that.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you can just sit back and relax and let the truck do the rest.
We had a talk this morning from the one of the technical guy who was talking about some of the advanced technology that they're putting into these trucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like 40 or 50 different systems now.
Yeah. It's more like a spaceship.
Yeah.
And now you get 5 stars for the use of the retarder in the downhill.
Right.
It's great.
Very comfortable to drive, aren't they?
Yeah.
The suspension.
Yeah.
The chair on suspension as well. It's very, very comfortable.
Yeah, exactly. And it's quite crucial for the drivers since they are spend say 8 hours per day in the truck.
Yeah.
And even more than that. So
minimize fatigue.
yeah, exactly.
So if I just touch the brake now,
yeah, it will keep the
it'll
speed
hold.
consistent.
I actually want to go slower, don't I?
Yeah, then you just brake or use the normal retarder full down. And now it kicked in
Yeah.
directly.
When you activate the retarder,
Yeah.
does it put the brake lights on the back?
No.
So you only get the brake lights when you press the brake pedal?
Yes.
So what's the fuel efficiency of a truck like this? I mean, 730 brake horsepower must...
It depends on the driver.
Yeah.
But basically you can drive it for about 2.5 liters per 100 kilometers.
2.5 litres per 100 kilometres.
Or per 10 kilometers.
Right.
So that it's like 25 liters per 100 kilometers.
It's a lot of fuel, isn't it?
Yeah. But it's also, if you compare it to a normal car, if you drive like 10 kilometers and you use half liter, then
Yep.
it's 5 times more, but this is 60 tons. So
Where should I park here?
you can park in 8.
This one?
Yeah. Stop here. Perfect. And that's a really good score. And you actually got that on camera, I guess. So
I got that on camera.
yeah.
What's the score? I got 98% on something.
Yeah. And then you have a total here of yeah, basically 100%. So that's the best today.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I just power it off with the switch now.
Yeah. And then you can release the steering wheel with the same button on your left.
Just hold it
On
down.
top of it. And
Oh,
then
yeah.
you lock it with the same button. Yeah, exactly. Perfect.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Great. Thank you. Well driven.
That was good. Enjoyed that.
Great.
Well, that's it for part 1. Don't miss part 2, where you can see me drive a Scania Euro 6 bus, a rather tasty Scania coach, and the truck nobody else seemed to want to try, the Scania G410 manual shift. That's all in part 2. Please give me a like if you enjoyed the video. Until next time, happy trucking.